Shalom, friends, and how are you? Here we are at the Hebrew Morph for the name of Rachel. And this is lesson 7. Rachel means female sheep or ewe. That's not you, but that means that's the EWE kind of ewe, which means female sheep, in case you didn't know that. Anyway, these letters from our past course will help you with this lesson. We've got the letter from Rosh Hashanah, and we have Hannah that we had in the last lesson, and we have Lebanon, which we've also had. So this should be pretty easy for you, maybe. And in this session, obviously, you're going to learn how to recognize the name of Rachel in Hebrew scriptures, because that's how we pronounce it in Hebrew. Okay? And you'll learn a Hebrew word that uses the same letters as Rachel's name. And of course, we know what that is. In this lesson, you will need to remember a few things that you learned in the last course. So we'll just go over them. This letter that you should really have a handle on now has the sound of the hard H found in Bach. That's right. There we have Bach. It's not Bach, it's Bach. Now you sound really cultured, you sound really educated, and you'll impress people. Okay, you remember we had the intro to Unit 2, and you got to see how English phrases can be one word in Hebrew. And as you notice here, we have 2 words on each line, and I made it so there's 2 phrases on each line that reflect the Hebrew. Okay, so you remember that concept, right? Good. Because it's going to be a bit tricky in this lesson, because the word for Rachel has some other letters attached to it. The word that we get from Rachel's name does not appear in the Bible alone. Okay, there's not any verse where you're going to find the word that means Rachel's name for sheep and ewe. It's not going to be alone. So you will have to find the word embedded in another word, in that Hebrew word, as you can see here. Okay, so with that in mind, you are now ready to watch the Hebrew morph of the name of Rachel, or Rachel. I hope you enjoyed that Hebrew morph on the name of Rachel. As you saw, the Hebrew morph morphed out each one of the vowels in Rachel's name. And so we're just left with the consonants. And you also saw how the Hebrew morphs the CH into the Ch sound. And we have Rachel, which I like that name, as you can imagine. And in this lesson, you learned that the word Rachel for sheep or ewe never appears alone in a verse in the Bible. You had to identify Rachel embedded in the word, and this is like a Hebrew trick. In this example, you had to find Rachel in the Hebrew word that means "and as a sheep." In Unit 3, you will learn the meaning of one of these letters that is attached to Rachel. In this example, you had to find Rachel in a Hebrew word that means your ewes or your sheep. Now, see if you can find Rachel embedded in a word in this verse on Genesis 32:14. You can pause the video if you want. Okay, it's right there. You might have guessed that these Hebrew letters make the word plural. And you were able to identify the root part of the word Rachel. And that is a big step in learning Hebrew. Okay, shalom. See you for the next lesson.